Hello, it is Sunday the 14th of October and in this video I'm looking at the latest Lotto result to see if the numbers were predictable in any way, and I'm going to try and predict what numbers are going to come out in the next draw. Now, back in draw 2378 I predicted a bunch of numbers. One of the two number op picks that I predicted was 26 and 52. Now, I didn't win on that two number op pick in that draw, but surely enough, when we got to the most recent draw, those two numbers did come out. So as I predicted, that pair came out, but unfortunately I didn't put the same numbers on again for that draw. But anyway, nobody won the jackpot. It's now 9.6 million. And so let's analyse these numbers. Right, we've got the machine was Guinevere and it was set balls 1. So let's have a look at draw 2380. Now this chart summarises the draw history since the numbers went up to 59. That was in draw 2066, and we're going up as far as draw 2379 so that we can see what it looked like before the last draw when these winning numbers came out. So these are the numbers 1 to 59. This is the last draw that each number occurred in. These are all the draws where any one of these 4 machines or 8 sets of balls have been used, and this is how many times each number has occurred with one of those machines and sets of balls. So we get this chart. Now, if you know anything about chaos theory, you'll know that when you're looking at chaos, there's two keywords that you have to put together to define what chaos looks like, and those two words are self-similar. So what I'm saying is, when we look at any chart for any set of draws, we always get the same sort of pattern. We get this line of numbers that goes from top left to bottom right, and then we get numbers bunched up like this at the bottom, slightly more spread out on this side, and it's always the same pattern. No matter how you look at it, it's always the same pattern, and it's basically chaos. That's what we're looking at. Now when we look at this chart, you can see there's sort of a triangle in the middle and then another triangle here, and that could be something to do with the way that they switch from 2 machines to 2 other machines, or from 4 sets of balls to the other 4 sets of balls, and it produces a pattern like this. So this is a pattern that's produced by the combination of all these machines and sets of balls. So if we narrow it down to just the 2 machines and 4 sets of balls that are in use at the moment, as you can see, that's sets 1 to 4 and machines Guinevere and Lancelot. Then the chart looks like this. So now we've just got 1, little triangle, and some numbers scattered about up there. And the one that stands out the most is 52, because it's most overdue. So we could have predicted 52 for that reason. And I actually did predict 52 in the last draw. Excuse me. It's the only one I got. But what I predicted to come out with 52 was 34, because it's most frequent with 52 in the last draw. And I'd forgotten about my prediction when I predicted that 52 was going to come out with 26. And that was only 2 draws ago. So if I just played the same combination, the same 2-number out pick, I would have won on that. And the way that I predicted that 26 would come out with 52 is by looking at a chart that summarises all machines and sets of balls that have been in use since the numbers went up to 59, but only looked at the draws where 52 occurred, to see what other numbers stand out paired with that number. And when we do that, it turns out that main number 26 stands out because it's the most overdue for its frequency to occur with number 52. So I actually did predict that in an earlier draw. I predicted that was going to happen, but I forgot about that prediction when it got to the last draw, so I didn't win anything on that. So I should have continued with the same 2-number out pick, but I didn't. So anyway, let's look at a chart that summarises the 4 machines that are in use. And let's narrow it down to just the 2 that they're using at the moment. Now when we do that, it looks like this. You can see 52 most overdue, and I'll show you where the winning numbers were on that chart. So that's where they were. Now if we look at just the 2 machines that are in use at the moment, and we look at all sets of balls that have been used with these 2 machines, then it turns out that main number 58 is most frequent. So could have been predicted for that reason. Now if we look at numbers paired with 58, and if we look at all machines and sets of balls, then let's see where the winning numbers were on that chart. So that's where they were. So now let's have a look at a chart for the other numbers that came out. So I'll look at a chart for 26. That's that one. The other numbers were 40 and 56. So I'll look at a chart for 40. That's what that looks like. And the one for 56. and that's where the winning numbers were on that. So far only 3 of the numbers have stood out. So let's narrow it down to the individual machine that was used. And we'll see where the winning numbers were on that. So 52 and 58 were sort of on the edge of the chart for winning here. And if we look at the set of balls that was used, which was set 1, then we get this chart. That's where the winning numbers were on that. So they didn't stand out much. And when we look at that machine and set of balls together, the numbers are bunched up very close together. So if we go into the full draw history for that machine and set of balls, then it looks like this. So you can see 52, one of the most overdue. And now you can see number 40 on the edge of the chart. Not enough to stand out, but just on the edge. And the other numbers we're looking for are 56 and 19. But the more recently added numbers are bunched up down there because they haven't had time to get across. And I would expect to see 19 somewhere on the edge, but it's there on the inner edge. So if we look at numbers paired with 40 with that machine and set of balls combination, now it's too small to see anything. So if we look at all machines and sets of balls that have been in use since the numbers went up to 59, and look at all the combinations where all the draws where 40s come out, then we get that. So if we look at the one for 19, that's what that looks like. You notice on the chart for numbers paired with 19, out of the more recently added numbers, there's 56, 58. So if all the numbers were predictable, I don't know what ways they were, in what ways they were predictable. All I know is that 3 of them were predictable. And those were 26, 52 and 58. So they're the only ones that could have been predicted from looking at this chart. So my predictions for the next draw then, well, looking at this, I'd say definitely number 24. And if we look at numbers paired with 24, so we could have 24 as a 1 number up pick, and then to go with 24, number 12, because it's most overdue for its frequency. So there's a 2 number up pick, 12 and 24 for the next draw. And if we look at number 12, let's see what stands out with that. Now let's look at the current trend, which is Guinevere and Lancelot, and sets 1 to 4. So at the moment we need to be looking at this chart. So you can see there's 24 standing out nicely on that. Let's see where number 12 is, sort of in the middle. And I notice number 29 stands out as being most overdue for its frequency. So let's look at all machines and sets of balls and see what's good to predict with 29. So when we look at just these 4 sets of balls and all machines, 29 is most overdue for its frequency on that chart as well. So 2 reasons to pick 29. I noticed 28 is most overdue. And on this chart it's 29 again that's most overdue for its frequency. So let's see what's good with 29. Well, on this chart the numbers that stand out are 47 most overdue, 19 most frequent, but which one's most overdue for its frequency? Don't really know from that. If we look at full draw history, then it turns out that 47 is the one that stands out most with 29 for 2 reasons when we're just looking at these 4 machines and 8 sets of balls. So we can narrow that down to the 2 machines and 4 sets of balls that are in use at the moment to see if that makes any difference when we're looking at number 29. So now for Lancelot it would be number 7, and for Guinevere and Lancelot combined it turns out to be 16. So looking at more recent history again, then going on the current trend it would be 18, so not very consistent. Got a wide variety of numbers to go with number 29. Which one it's going to be I'm not sure, but I'm guessing it will definitely be one of those numbers that we just looked at with 29. So those numbers were 47, 16, I think 7 was one of them. So anyway, I'm not going to commit to actually picking any of those, but what I'm going to do is look at these numbers again and see what goes well with 24 for these 2 machines and 4 sets of balls when we're looking at the full draw list. Now you have to remember when you're looking at the full draw history, the 49 numbers that have always been on the Lotto have an unfair advantage over the ones that were added more recently. So we can dismiss that as being pretty much irrelevant now that the game has changed to a 59 number lottery instead of a 49 number. So to go with 24, we definitely want 12. I notice 38 is most frequent, and 38 has always been one of the most frequent numbers, so I might just pick 38 as well. So possibly a 3 number out pick. Not too sure about 3 number out picks though, because the odds of winning on a 3 number out pick are 1 in 1625. So you're not very likely to win on a 3 number out pick, but it's worth a try. And also, according to this little strategy, it's saying pick number 29, put a 1 number up pick on it to win £6. That's my strategy, so I'll definitely have a 1 number up pick on number 29. So I've got 54 most frequent as well, so that's a possible reason to predict that number. So looking at number 29 again then, got a choice of 19 or 47 as me myself outstanding. I think I'll choose 47 because it's most overdue, 29, so another 2 number up pick, 29 and 47. And so I've now got 6 numbers, which means that I've reached the end of the video. So I hope that this helps you to predict your numbers for the next draw. I hope you win something. Subscribe so you don't miss the next video. I upload another video between draws. So bye for now.